A very good evening. Welcome to the Bulletin at 9 p.m. with the Sentinel. I'm Oinitam. And the top headlines at this hour. Assam headed for another lockdown. FSSAI collects adulterated edible oil samples from Arunachal Pradesh. Protest by Bagjan locals for compensation enters day 5. And now the news in detail. Assam Chief Secretary Kumar Sanjay Krishna today hinted that the government might actually go in for another round of lockdown if people are not careful, if they do not follow the COVID protocol, if they do not wear masks, if they do not maintain social distancing. Kumar Sanjay Krishna said that though this lockdown is not an option that the government really wants to opt for, but if people continues to be careless and if the number of COVID positive cases continues to rise, then the government might have to take some drastic steps, and lockdown could be one of those. Now, in fact, Kumar Sanjay Krishna said that if people continue to be careless, flout COVID protocol norms like not wearing masks and maintaining social distance, then the government, even if the government really does not want to clamp another round of lockdown because it has a huge economic impact and a fallout on the economy, but the government might not be left with any other option but to announce another round of lockdown. Meanwhile, the number of positive cases in Assam has gone up to 98,807. 2,036 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported from across the state. These are figures from last 24 hours. The new figures would come in about a couple of more hours from now. Now, moving on to the story from Bagjan, of course, the protest by the people, the locals there, continue, and it has actually entered day 5 today. The sit-in protest by the affected people of Bagjan, they have parked themselves in front of the Tinsukia Deputy Commissioner's office. Meanwhile, let me also update our viewers here that there has been a change of guard as far as the Deputy Commissioner of Tinsukia is concerned. Tinsukia now has a new Deputy Commissioner there. Now, going back to our story about the Bagjan protesters, the protest is still on and it has entered day 5, and these people are seeking compensation for the damages which has been caused to them because of the blowout of the Oil India Limited's Bagjan Oil number 5 in Bagjan in Assam's Tinsukia district. The villagers have been camping in makeshift tents outside the Deputy Commissioner's office, and what the protesters are now saying is that if their demands are not met immediately, or maybe within the next 1 week or so, then they will launch a massive protest and try stop all operations of Oil India Limited. In fact, oil's operations have been hampered from time to time because of protests like these. In fact, what the people are now demanding is compensation under 2 categories. Category number 1, that is compensation of up to rupees 25 lakh rupees, and category number 2, which says compensation would be given up to an amount of 10 lakh, and these amounts have been fixed by the National Green Tribunal. In fact, in one of the orders of the Green Court, it had directed Oil India Limited to pay compensation ranging from 2.5 lakh rupees to 25 lakh rupees, depending on the damages each of the family there had incurred because of the blowout. The blowout happened way back on May 27th, and since June 9th, there was a fire, an explosion that took place and went on for days together. Now, this now is becoming a big issue, the compensation issue. And as far as the district administration is concerned, though they are trying to come up with a new list of people who needs to be compensated, the problem that the district administration has been facing is the fact that their data, the government's data, the records of the people, their property and their belongings are not matching up with the claims that these people are coming up with. Therefore, it remains to be seen how exactly the district administration and the Oil India Limited authorities are able to resolve this particular case. Now, according to reports, Congress President Sonia Gandhi has appointed Gaurav Gogoi, the Member of Parliament from Kaliabar, Assam, as the party's deputy leader in the Lok Sabha, and Ludhiana's MP Ravneet Singh Bittu as its whip in the lower house of Parliament, that's Lok Sabha. And according to reports, according to sources, the announcement came in yesterday. The appointments have come ahead of the monsoon session of Parliament, which is likely to begin from September 14th. This particular move is being seen by many as a move by the Congress to strengthen its team of floor leaders in the lower house. Many of the party leaders think that this is just a move to kind of strengthen their presence in the lower house. The Congress is a strength of 52 members in Lok Sabha. Now, moving on to other stories, as many as 4,500 samples of edible oils from across India, including from Arunachal Pradesh, have been collected by India's food safety regulator, Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, that's FSSAI, to identify key hotspots for adulteration of edible oils. FSSAI has decided to intensify the crackdown against the sale of adulterated edible oil with pan-India surveillance of edible oil, both for the branded as well as the non-branded oil samples. This is what the FSSAI officials have said. A quality survey has been conducted across the country between August 25th and August 27th, that's yesterday, across all states and union territories. This nationwide survey carried out for the first time with over 4,500 samples covering a total of 16 varieties of edible oil, including mustard, coconut, palm, olive, and blended oil. The samples have been drawn from hypermarts and supermarkets, as well as retail and grocery stores, and include national and local brands. So definitely a very, very good move there by the Food Safety Authority of India, looking into adulteration in edible oil. Of course, nothing new about this. We have been having instances where we have been forced to consume adulterated edible oil, and government has been taking stringent measures against such brands and companies. Now, also about the Parliament session, it's likely to begin on September 14th. Now, the Lok Sabha Speaker, Om Birla, has urged all the Member of Parliaments or MPs to get themselves tested for COVID-19 at least 72 hours before the start of the monsoon session of Parliament. This was decided after Mr. Birla held a meeting with officials from the Health Ministry, ICMR, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, DRDO, and Delhi government. Birla said that arrangements for the session have been made in view of COVID-19 pandemic. He also mentioned zero-touch security checks will be put in place during the session. And meanwhile, the number of COVID cases in India has shot up to 33.87 lakh, with 77,266 new cases reported in just the last 24 hours. The death toll recorded stands at 61,529. These are the latest figures that has come in from the Health Ministry. But of course, these are figures from the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, the cumulative tests for detection of COVID-19 has reached 4 crore. It's close to 4 crore across the country. India has tested more than 9 lakh samples for the second consecutive day, the Health Ministry report said. Now, this is again news about Sonu Sood, the Bollywood actor who is now more often referred to as the Messiah of the migrants after he helped thousands of migrants to get back home safely. Now, he has extended his helping hand to students who are appearing for JEE and NEET exams. He has tweeted and he has said that reaching out to all those people who are appearing for these two exams, he said that they should reach out to them in case they are stuck in flood affected areas, particularly in the states of Assam, Bihar, and Gujarat, which have been badly hit by the annual monsoons. So, Mr. Sood has said that nobody should actually miss out on the examinations just because they do not have the resources. And he has assured all those people who are stuck in flood affected areas and are appearing for these exams that he would arrange for their travel. So, another good deed from the Bollywood actor. He has been extending help in every possible way that he can. That's all, viewers, that I have for all of you this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. All the news and updates continue in sentinelassam.com. Do not forget to log in to our website for all the latest news and stories from Assam, Northeast, nation, and the world. Do find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And also, you will find all our news videos with all the latest stories on these social platforms. Thank you once again for joining me this evening. Till we meet again, take care, good night, goodbye.